How the hell do you survive half term?
Easy. I don't have kids.
But surely it affects you even as a single person different. Obviously, for me, I definitely notice instantly that as soon as the kids are off school, changes in traffic. But obviously, because I've got a little one, I get all of the other backlash of it. And man, I did not realise how much I've kind of deregulated from like just dealing with parent life. And nothing kind of shoots you down quicker than your kid turning around to you and going, "This is boring."
Yeah, you're so screwed.
And it's just like, I'm trying here. Like, at least I'm stuck in such a kind of battle between like wanting to spend time with them, but then glad you've got them back, but then not knowing how to spend the time with them effectively. And like, it just gets hella confusing, man. Every time a half term comes round and everything, it makes me realise how much of my daughter's life I miss, how much other people are influencing her.
It's interesting. As I said, like, half terms to me, I don't really notice them very much, except for the fact that I get told that it's happening, you know what I mean? I have people in my immediate circle that work in the education system, so I do notice it from that way. But really, it's just, to me, it's just another day, another week, you know what I mean? Like, my kind of circus rolls on. No.
Like, bro, she is the absolute best thing that happened to me. But genuinely through half term, I've been reminded how hard it is to keep up with her. Like, I have honestly created a monster. I love her to bits. But she is so full of life.
She's definitely yours.
100%. But, like, she's me times 10. And that's hard for even me to deal with.
For real. Did you know that today, of all days, the day this podcast goes live, is International Voice Day?
International what day?
Voice Day.
Voice day.
How appropriate is that?
I mean, two faces for radio.
I mean, you're not wrong. But apparently, yeah, there's campaigns that try and highlight voice health issues and stuff like that. I guess they exist. Don't know why I'm surprised by that.
I mean, there's...
The day that we're actually recording it is the day that McDonald's was actually opened.
I mean, probably...
Two very appropriate days for me.
The guys that actually started McDonald's ain't the ones that majorly profited off the franchise of it. It was some other guy who I forget the name of.
It's basically a real estate chain. People don't realise it.
Yeah, it's all to do with the land that they're on, not
It's the
what they
franchising
sell.
of the restaurants, yeah. It's literally a real estate company.
Yeah. There's... In terms of... I forget his name. What's the... He's in office. Damn it. In America, his voice is all messed up because of some illness.
He's in the office.
In the presidential office. Works with Trump and all of that. Is he a Kennedy? What's his name? It's gonna freaking annoy me so much now. It's a junior, something junior.
There is a Kennedy Jr., yeah.
His voice is almost up.
I honestly don't know.
This is so annoying because I've heard him speak so many times and he's got a lot to say. I could tell you a bunch of stuff about the guy. This is why I don't name drop on the pod ever, because names just elude me because they're just useless information the majority of the time.
Fair.
But he got really ill with something around the time that we're not going to mention because I actually want this episode to see the light of day. But his voice got completely messed up, and it is a Kennedy. It's is it RFK Jr.?
But that's the Kennedy that's in Trump's cabinet.
Yeah, and he's got something wrong with his voice because of an illness that he had.
I can't say I've ever heard him speak, so I wouldn't know.
You would know if you
Which
heard
is
it.
unlike me, because I'm normally like all over things like this, but I'm not.
He talks really raspy and croaky. Like, you can tell that there's something wrong with him. Like, it sounds like he smoked 1,000 a day since he was born, which he hasn't. But yeah, it's so raspy. Yeah.
Fair.
Anyways, is there any more fun facts for today?
Nah, mate, that's all you're getting.
Damn it. I've got a hypothetical for you today that is a little bit more relatable to your life. But let's hope it is hypothetical. if you could trade years of your life for strokes off your handicap, how many strokes are you trading?
0.
So not even the bad years. Say from like, if you get to 99, from 90 to 99, guaranteed you're going to be bedbound. You're not even taking 9 strokes off your handicap.
There's no point. There's absolutely 0 point in this. I can work hard and get the strokes off my own handicap over time. I'm not going to be God-given talent like they are, like some people are, but I have enough talent that I can improve to get them down. I'm not trading years off my life for that. It's not worth it.
What would you trade?
For what, years off my life?
No, for strokes off your handicap. Like,
honestly, nothing, mate. Like, because the journey is what's rewarding about that. It's the actual graft that goes into it. That's like akin to me saying you can put like 3 inches of wingspan onto your back and 4 inches onto each arm. You trade a year of your life, or you're gonna go and actually graft and get it done the way that is probably the most rewarding.
Depends. If it's a bad year, yeah.
Bad years are the ones you learn from.
No, but like,
so if you're 99 and you can't move out of your bed for the year and then you die, bro, you earn the rest. Enjoy laying in your bed.
I hear that, but if I'm 99, laying there in pain and everything else, I'd rather the actual...
There's no guarantee of that.
Yeah, but I think everybody has a price in a sense. So like, and I suppose to me, if you're trading bad years of your life, bearing in mind, like I've seen some people in really poor health from various stages of their life, this, that, and everything else. Like, bro, if I'm at the point that I'm going to basically be a vegetable for my last years, why not have a better life in the kind of good years? Do you know what I mean?
No, I fully get you.
I know that's kind of going a lot deeper than just strokes off your handicap.
I mean, but like, it's just like, for example, to me, if the offer was just like, hey, you can trade like 2 years of your life. So the last 2 years of your life for, I don't know, 50 grand. Or whatever it is. But you, like, there was guarantees that they're not going to be good years. You're going to be like really terminal, stuff like that. Yeah, cool, let's go. Because then I can go put that 50k to actually enjoy my life right now. Because then I know how much time I got left. You know what I mean? But there's no guarantee, absolutely not. I'd rather just go earn it. I'd have way more fun actually trying to earn it.
Yeah,
there'd be so many memorable moments just from doing it. Like so many golf courses that I would get to go play on, people that I'd play with and all sorts in pursuit of doing that. Trading seems a bit stupid to me.
Yeah, but again, everybody has their price in something. So again, obviously, years of your life is definitely on the higher end of the stakes there. But I don't think
there's much at the moment that I would trade for, in the sense of like lowering my handicap or whatever, because I'm just enjoying learning.
But I mean, I was just trying to make it a bit of a golf hypothetical for
I
change.
appreciate it. I appreciate the hell out of it.
It's how significant is a handicap in golf? Just out of curiosity. So it is kind of integral to the play.
Not integral, like, but like if you want to like go into like competitions and stuff like that, it's integral.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, well, not that I want to take years off your life, but just how important or what kind of everybody's got that price. Do you know what I mean? So where is it? Like, if
if you said shave 2 years off your life, but you get to play incredibly well, take that. I'd never shank again. I'd take that all day long.
So that you'd be willing to trade?
I think I'd be more inclined to. Because the handicap doesn't bother me so much, because I'm not in competitions or anything yet. But actual better gameplay? No, you catch my attention if there's some guarantees on that.
If there was a devil's deal of, we could, on a handshake, you could get to, say, semi-pro level. So there's still room for you to grow yourself, but you're good enough that you're not going to necessarily come away from the course unhappy after a day.
I mean, the thing with the handicap, I would go, fair, of course, a decent one. But like, instead of like dropping a couple off of it, if you were to say, if you're exchanging it, that I would never go above a certain one, would make more sense. So I was like, say, like a 12 handicap. That's not too bad at all. You're not like a professional, but you're definitely not bad. You're a pretty decent golfer. I'd take that. Because I know I'm always going to be, that's the worst I can get, is that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
which means the worst I could do on a round is go 12 strokes over, which is actually really good. I do that in 3 holes now.
I mean, I only recently learnt the new meaning of the word handicap. So
He said the new meaning of the word handicap. Oh my god.
hey, true, no? Every word has multiple meanings, man.
Oh, move it on.
But so that's the kind of more integral part of it, is not going above that number.
Wait, it's having a good one. It's like at this point, I don't have one, so like to take a couple off makes no difference.
I was going to make a joke, but I didn't.
Whereas if I was to go down to being a 12 right now and play like that, yeah, it's massive.
So on the higher end of that spectrum, who would have a 0? Is it anybody that has a 0?
They would have plus.
Oh, so you can have a plus handicap. So what's that? They take shots off of the gate.
The course. So if the course is the par for a course is 72, they wouldn't be expected to do it in under 72. They'd be a plus handicap.
But then is that a handicap though if they've got plus?
Yes. Because you're adding, say, one shot to their round already.
Ah.
So if they shoot a 72, it's a 73.
Mm.
Whereas if I'm minus 12 and I shoot a 72, it's a 60.
Aye, that makes a lot more sense now.
That's what makes golf fair if you're doing competitions.
But it also implies another double meaning of a handicap. Because when you're playing and you're playing poorly, your handicap is because you're underplaying, underperforming.
Whereas they are handicapped by it. Like they are being penalised basically for being that good.
Yeah.
So basically, if you had 3 golfers of a different handicap, say one was like a +2, one was a -5, and one was like a -30, which I'd probably worse than now. The highest you can go to is -54 anyways. So say I'm -54 because I'm completely brand new, right? I'm useless. But you've got like a -5, which means like really, really good player. And say someone who's like +1, tall level player. If we all shot an 80, I would win.
So what is the biggest handicap?
Based on the fact that me shooting an 80 is incredibly rare. -54.
That's the biggest one on any course.
That's the biggest one across the world. That's the global ranking. Well, at least on WHS anyways.
Fair. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, you can't go over that. And the ladies have a slightly separate one. Can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Oh, of course they do.
Genetics, bro.
I know, bro. Obviously, this goes on the internet, so that's definitely going to get some shade.
No, I'd say golf's one of the fairest sports when it comes to
I'm not going to lie, though.
Male and female.
Watching females golf is so satisfying.
Why?
Angles.
My guy.
Bro, that swing, especially if you get a slow motion one, and you watch the jiggle, how the ball hits. Like, I'm not gonna, bro, you're the reason my golf gets projected into my algorithm and whatever else. But they're the reason it stays in there.
Based on the fact you're saying, I have a feeling I know one of the profiles that might have stumbled across your page, and I might know who the person is. They're not all like that.
Oh, bro, I watched one the other day. I swear to God, it was just cheek after cheek after cheek after cheek. And I was just there like, golf? Mm.
I am seeing that a lot, actually, creeping into golf.
Mm-hmm. Bro, female golfers, they're coming. And then male
golfers are already there, bro.
No, but I mean, at least in my algorithm, they're coming up more often.
See.
Again, like, I don't golf. The only reason I'm exposed to golf is because of you. Mm. So, obviously...
What can I say? Except you're welcome.
Hey, it is fun. Like I say, it has its pros and it has its cons, but I definitely do get far more golf content than I anticipate. But then some of it's amusing, although I don't play or whatever else. But yeah, females doing anything online is just, you can sit there and watch it. As a single guy anyway. You just first trap. And on that note, should we go get into the pod?
Yes.
Let's do it. What's going on, beautiful people? This is the Prospective Chasers podcast. I'm your host, John.
And I'm wondering what we're talking about today, bro.
Well, as always, picking from life. How the hell do you survive half term?
Easy. I don't have kids.
But surely it affects you even as a single person different.
It affects me at work because it does get busier, which is annoying. But there's probably more pros than cons for me. Traffic is way calmer.
Bro, that's
There
a
are less
pro.
people in my way. My schedule lightens up a little bit because people tend to go away, so I actually get a little bit more recovery, a little bit more rest, a little bit more sanity. Obviously, there's some negatives with that in the sense that my pay starts to drop a little bit.
That's a bigger
And
negative.
the place I work does get busier, so I tend to have to help other places out instead of just doing my own thing. But I don't mind that too much. The other day, I was literally like rocking like a black apron and like doing dishes. And people, like, I thought I looked alright, but people thought I looked like a butcher. And generally thought, I was like, that makes me want to wear this even more. Like, that's a great look. Just gonna start with kind heads. There was an Easter bunny around the club that day as well, so
Oh, sweet Jesus.
someone did think that I was gonna go after them, and I was tempted.
I mean,
Where are the eggs?
bunnies don't lay eggs, bro. Just holding him as ransom, like. Bro, it's mad because, like, obviously for me, I definitely noticed instantly that as soon as the kids are off school, changes in traffic. But obviously, because I've got a little one, I get all of the other backlash of it. And man, I did not realize how much I've kind of deregulated from like just dealing with parent life. Like when 5 or 6 hours of the day, your kid's just taken off your hands in that sense, like it's so easy to realize or forget how much that kind of, especially when you're like someone like me that fills that time instantly. Like you give me an extra couple of hours a day, I want to be doing something in that time. I don't want to be sitting around and watching TV or whatever. So I don't watch TV. I got stuff to do. Life is busy. So then as soon as you kind of get that time back, it's just like, oh, I've got to fill all of this time. So then you've got to relocate all of the actual tasks that you do to God knows when. Normally comes out of your sleep.
True.
But then even trying to just like be a good dad and keep her busy and do different things, have her do different activities and everything else. Like, for the most part, when the weather's good, it's alright to get outside, yeah. But as soon as that changes, you're stuck indoors or you've got to pay to go somewhere indoors, and that's just an absolute violation these days. It's like, just trying to maintain a decent level, like, bro, I told you this on message the other day, but like, she's just learned the whole concept of boring. And nothing kind of shoots you down quicker than your kid turning around to you and going, this is boring.
Yeah, so screwed.
And it's just like, I'm trying here, like, but I don't think there's probably, I hope anyway, more parents that just get slapped with that. Oh damn, like I'm kind of disconnecting with my kid a bit. Like there was a time when every word she knew, I knew where she learned it from. I knew where she picked it up from, or what she was trying to say or do, or whatever else. But now so much of that is outsourced, or enough of it is outsourced, where it's just like, oh damn, like you're picking up a lot of stuff and that didn't come from me. And I don't know how that sits with me. Like, I love my daughter to bits. I want to be around her. I'm trying to make and juggle work life and everything else to make life better for her and for us overall. So then, the more I'm taken out of that, how much does our relationship and that suffer? Like, the more I see about those kind of houses, not houses, but people that set up houses and kind of offsteads with like 50 families just living off nature and I forget the actual proper word for it. My words are really failing me today. But just like off-grid living. But then there's like a bunch of people doing it. So they all help out each other. None of them work. They all raise their kids together. They farm the land that they're on, this, that and everything else. And they build that little community. Bro, that sounds far better than this freaking hustle and bustle of life that we're going through. At least to me, bro, with family life and that, like, I would rather have a constant where it's like, I'd rather have that constant time with my daughter. Do you know what I mean? Opposed to then the off and on. But then you've got the instance that variety broadens their knowledge in life. So,
well, that's the thing. Like,
you get stuck in at least I'm stuck in such a kind of battle between like wanting to spend time with them, but then glad you've got them back, but then not knowing how to spend the time with them effectively, and like it just gets hella confusing, man.
I mean, I think that's the cycle of life, though. I mean, it's crazy that it starts that early, the disassociation, because they learn things from outside. But that's kind of how life works. Kids have to experience things, right? The thing that doesn't sound appealing to me about living off grid like that is that there's so many things in life they don't experience. So many things.
But then there's going to be so many things that they do experience more, like knowing where their
Stuck
food
within
comes
those
from.
confined walls.
No, bro, there ain't no walls.
There is though. You just can't see them. You would build those walls metaphorically from being in a place like that because you wouldn't want to know what the outside looks like, or you would be kind of almost subconsciously afraid of knowing what the outside looks like because it's not the same. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying. It does, again, creates a layer of disconnect between you and the outside world because the two necessarily don't they coexist, but they don't kind of interact really. So like, if you're farming in this, and while you can sell your eggs or sell your produce and that, the price of everything in like city life and that, bro, how many eggs are you gonna have to sell until you can get an Uber around town or get food delivered to your house or whatever?
About 3.
Shouldn't have picked eggs. Should have picked carrots.
About 3.
Carrots? Really?
Like 3 kilos.
Yeah, no.
It's not that much.
How long does it take to grow 3 kilos of carrots, bro?
I don't know. You've got fields.
That still takes space, that takes time, that takes nutrients.
You're growing way more than 3 kilos then.
But you're going to need more than one Uber trip.
That's why you got more than 3 kilos of carrots, mate. I'm in that mood. I will answer and I will answer and I will answer.
Yeah, I can tell. Bro, I think there is...
I think you'd miss out on
to
so
both.
much, bro. You'd miss out on so much culture along the way. You'd miss out on just actually experiencing things.
I think it's just different, though. I don't think it's necessarily missing. It's different culture, bro.
But you miss different cultures. That's my point. The only culture you would ever really know is that. You wouldn't actually get to see the vibrancy of other people and what they do and how they do things and their cultures and their backgrounds and their upbringings. But if you only grew up in that and you had generations of people that only grew up in that, you don't know what a taco is, bro. You've never seen a burrito in your life. Like, there's so many foods and things that you'd never see. Because you're just on that camp. You wouldn't, bro. You would be trapped on that camp and you would never leave.
I mean, bro, it's not a hostage situation.
But it becomes one involuntarily. Because that's all you know, and all of a sudden it turns into a bit of a cult.
I didn't think this is the spin the episode would take, that we've kind of gone down this...
I can't think of the right name. I can think of a derogatory term, which I'm not going to say because that's not right. But I can't think of the right name for these kind of things. But they all, to me, they seem very similar. I don't see how there's much connectivity with the wider world. I'm sure there is, and I'm sure that there's parts of what I'm saying that are probably wrong. But the idea of it to me feels almost cult-like. But I feel like this about like large families in general. And I don't mean it in a nasty way, right? But you see with large families, they're very cohesive, right? And there's almost like that lack of willingness to kind of leave that bubble.
Yes,
and go and mingle with the world. But it's a subtle one. Like, it's not Charles Manson. Alright? It's not the Manson family. I'm not saying that. But there's like an involuntary... It's like a complete subconscious thing where you switch off to everything else because I've got everything I need right here.
Yeah, but
so you're blind to like the whole world. And I'm not saying the world's a fantastic place right now. But I do want to go and see it.
But the thing is,
you know what I mean?
Our society is just its own cult that is just bigger.
But you can say that about so many cultures, though, bro.
But this is the whole...
But the thing is,
bro,
at least,
it's literally in the name, cult.
I get that.
Sure,
but at least you get to mingle with different cultures within that one culture.
100%. And with like off-grid living, it does draw all types of people. Obviously, they're definitely going to have more of like a hippie vein in them.
And bro, I say this to someone who one of their dreams is to have their own farm and be left alone for a bit. I get that. But I would still want to go and explore and see things here and there, you know what I'm saying?
The irony that you're probably one of the least handy people that I know, and the amount of jobs around a farm, you would definitely need people to make that work.
Do not underestimate my determination to just get things done if I want to, bro. I am a lazy soul, but boy oh boy, I will get things done if I need
builders,
to.
here we come.
It's my farm, I don't care. I'll figure it out.
Bro,
if I can't figure it out, Ray, you want to come bring little one to the farm? I got no animals, but she can do some work. You want her to experience off-grid living? It's her taster.
Bro,
now you go put some nails in that wall, princess.
She would love it.
100%.
But this is the thing, though. That hands-on, like, bro, especially in terms, like, there's, again, obviously, this whole thing about masculinity at the minute. There's, with the study that I was talking about on a previous episode, there was a part of it that was basically saying that, like, realistically, boys should start school a year later and they should have more exercise time in school because they learn by doing more than they learn by sitting and listening, like, is normally the approach towards female education. Bro, outdoor living and being on a farm and being around that, where boys can run around, use up that energy and use life, bro, where, like, even as an adult, like, sometimes just being silly and dancing around with little one like you're dancing around with your titties right now just allows you that air of fun and allows you to move.
Yeah.
So much of city life is just robot living, bro. Stand up, go that way, go this way. Like, you see people ferry onto trains, ferry off of trains, get onto buses, get into traffic. Like, when you see the zoomed out thing of a busy city, it looks like a freaking computer circuit board, for God's sake. We're literally just little freaking molecules going beep, 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 all around busy streets here. I want to slow down and enjoy life. Like, every time a half term comes around and everything, it makes me realise how much of my daughter's life I miss. How much other people are influencing her. Not that I want to indoctrinate her, but I want to at least be there and see, like, oh, cool, she likes dancing and that's where she picked that up from. She likes music, or that's her friend's name. That's where she's picked that word up from, or this new thing that she's doing. Like, she started to do, like, ventriloquism with a puppy and covering her mouth while trying to talk with a puppy. Where has she got that from? Like, I've never done that with her. I've not seen her watch anything like that. So where she picked it up from? And bro, this goes on from so many things. Like, this is a positive aspect. How many negative things do kids pick up from schools, from their friends? Bro, my kid's still young. What happens when she gets to 14, 15 and it's not just words or actions that she's picking up, it's completely different things. If I think back to when I was 14, 15, the habits that I was picking up from people that I was hanging around with were far more than the word boring. It was more fun. But it's so easy to forget. It just, like, society just says it's normal. It's normal to send your kids to school. For God's sakes, you're punished if you don't send your kids to school. So if you don't do that, you feel like you're doing something wrong. But if you're still raising them right and treating them and educating them and this, that and everything else, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with off-the-grid living and that approach to life?
You can homeschool your kids.
Bro, the effort, I've genuinely looked into it before, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, good luck with that.
But again, because you would, at least for me, you know how I approach stuff. Eventually I'd have a system in place. Whereas, like, this is how we approach it. Because we don't do that, as soon as your kids are kind of put back on your lap all of the time, you're like, oh damn, what we meant to do? And, like, but again, she'll tell me what she wants to do for the most part and everything else, but that only takes up so much of the day. Like, even when we spend the whole day doing stuff, like, we'll go on days out, we'll do this, we'll do that. She still wants to do more after. And, like, and now I'm questioning, like, how much energy does this girl have? Like, she's running around all day at school with her friends. She'll come home, run around all day at home until basically bedtime, and then do all the same thing again. Like, whereas I'm coming at it with my adult brain, just like, man, I just want to chill out. I've been running around trying to do this and that most of the time, pulled from pillar to post. So we're literally, again, at different ends of the freaking energy spectrum.
True. Very true. It's interesting. As I said, like, half terms to me, I don't really notice them very much, except for the fact that I get told that it's happening, you know what I mean? I have people in my immediate circle that work in the education system, so I do notice it from that way. But really, to me, it's just another day, another week, you know what I mean? Like, my kind of circus rolls on. I just think, like, I'm just so heavily focused around having families that outside of that, you don't really get much of a massive knock-on effect. Like, there's some minor things. I said, my journey to work is short. Sweet.
The thing is, though, like...
But then everywhere else is busier, you know what I mean? Like, you go to the shops and it's busier, and, like, the timings don't make sense anymore to you. Because you think, normally this would be fine. Oh, no, allow me.
So, like, even when I zoom out, right?
If I want to go get my nuggets, I've got to queue a bit longer and hear a load of nonsense and screaming, you know what I mean? Like, go back to school.
I mean, depending on which aspect of life, like, bro, if you was to look to go on holiday now, even if you don't have kids, it would be more expensive, simply because it's in the half terms. So there are so many ways, whether you have kids or not, you are affected.
Well, yeah, you get screwed.
I mean, on all fronts.
I basically get taxed for not having a kid, which is, you know, it's my choice. Go away.
How dare you not contribute to the population?
I'm so sorry.
Because having kids is selfish.
He's never gonna let that go because I was
Never.
only because I made very valid points
Just,
that you
bro,
couldn't argue.
I can't wait until the day you have a sprog.
If it happens,
I mean, there's plenty of ways to have a sprog.
yeah, I prefer if I was gonna have one, I'd want it to be mine, mate.
Yeah. I mean, test tubes.
No
IVF,
offense, but yeah.
human cloning these days, you might genuinely be able to recreate a second version of yourself.
All your tissues gonna come back to life.
Oh, god damn. Could you imagine? Like, genuinely, like, as a dude, obviously dudes produce millions of sperm a day. Only one is needed to fertilize the egg. But if you had, like, all of your discarded meh,
Frankenstein's Kleenex.
yeah, just like, oh, sweet Jesus.
No.
Yeah, damn. That, I would put Genghis Khan to shame. In overnight. But yeah, bro, I definitely do think it affects everybody differently. And like, whether you've got kids or not, you're definitely going to see some kind of fallout from it. You might not necessarily realise it's because kids are off school, but you might be like, oh, I'm getting to work a little bit quicker. Wonder where that is. Or, oh, the buses are a little less packed, or the trains are less packed, or whatever. Like, just that bro, the butthole antics that parents get up to around school drop-off times. Like, where they just blatantly stop places they don't need and this, that, and everything. Like, I get it. Not everybody, like, bro, why are people so against walking to drop their kids off to school? Like, even if you park 5 minutes round the corner and walk, like, you don't have to drop them at the gate. Like, people are so lazy in this day and age.
Oh, yes. I agree with you, mate.
But, bro, yeah, trying to just keep busy during half term in itself, like, again, I do co-parenting and juggle and this, that, and everything else. And even that, like, trying to keep up half the time and keep things busy is freaking ridiculous. Because, like, by the time you go to the park one day, cool, you might go swimming the next day. You might make cakes or do something else the day after. There's still other activities throughout those days and that. How many times before it's like, cool, we're doing the same thing again. And then you've got her new favourite word. Boring! And it's like, for God's sake, I'm trying.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
And bro, one of her favourite things to do is make mess. So she wants to do painting and da. But to set up for painting and everything else, for her to paint one picture and then pack it all away, is a lot of effort.
I can imagine.
Bro, she painted herself completely green the other day.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yes. And that was with a little bit of paint, which I thought would be safe. Yeah. No.
I just don't. I gotta have the patience for that right now in my life, man. Honestly.
Yeah, bro. She definitely doubled my amount of patience that's needed in life.
Oh, mate. No.
Like, bro, she is the absolute best thing that happened to me. But genuinely through half term, I've been reminded how hard it is to keep up with her. Like, I have honestly created a monster. I love her to bits. But she is so full of life.
She's definitely yours.
100%. But, like, she's me times 10. And that's hard for even me to deal with.
For real.
But sometimes we'll have, like, a mad 10 minutes. And, like, she loves Bluey, so she'll put me in dance mode. And we're dancing around the house and I'll be flailing around like a fish out of water. And it is literally just like, what the hell can I do to just keep you entertained? But that energy bucket gets low very, very, very quick. Whereas her energy bucket just stays full. Like, she will literally, to the moment she closes her eyes at night, she'll be 100% battery.
Fair.
And it makes no sense. But yeah, alright. Because it is half term and we need to keep this short. Should we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah, boy.
Alright. The seed for this episode, as much as we did get distracted from the half term stuff, is no matter how you spend your time, understand that there's ebbs and flows to all of it. Sometimes people take your kids and life gets a little bit easier. You feel that time. You get them back. You've got to recalibrate and do everything again. Life's constantly going to throw you curveballs and different things, and much like Dave, it's going to zigzag, never be straight. But there is a lot of different parts of life where you can just kind of try to take a minute and think, You're so distracted. I swear to God. Like, I am trying to, off the cuff, spit out some kind of nonsense, and you're just
You do that all the time, man. You're a pro at this.
No, I'm not. I'm an imposter at this, but I'm trying.
It's half term. Look after your kids. You created them.
Hey,
Good job. Well done. Don't want to hear you moaning about it. Go look after them.
shut up. I'm gonna moan.
Ah, you created them. It's your problem.
But that's the thing. Like, we have to deal with them, and there is a way.
You chose this path.
Hey,
You chose this.
I can't wait till he has kids.
I can't wait for the comments that I'm doing this again because it just seems to really irritate people, and I'm kind of here for it.
Fair enough.
And if you can't see that I'm just trolling, that's on you.
But the worst thing is, I remember all of the stuff, like the backhanded comments I used to make towards people before I had a little one and that. And now, like, all of the jokes that I made have come back to bite me tenfold. Off term can be hard. So appreciate yourself for trying. Understand that the weather's going to play a role. Sometimes you're going to keep your kids indoors. Things are going to be expensive. So try and mediate the cost and that and try survive. We will get through it. There's always going to be ups and downs and that, but yeah, it is part of the growing pains of life, I think. It's nothing that we can't all survive one way or another. But yeah, I'm going to have to try to figure this out because all the best. But we'll catch you on the next one.